Hello, you guys out there. Of course, yes, I am here for the talk of the day here. And of course, I'm using the webcam on a different laptop source here whilst I sort out my laptop for OBS Studio here. This is a quick talk of the day here and a slightly different sound coming through your speakers here. Hopefully, you can hear the sound. And perhaps one day we'll try out the camera mic, which I do have, which can actually connect to this. And hello to everyone tuned in right this minute here. As of course, this is just a talk of the day. Yeah, basically, let's start with, of course, something really, really interesting. Well, of course, we got back safely. Of course, thanks to God out there that got us back safely back from, of course, Norfolk recently. But of course, our shows won't start until, of course, well, our proper shows won't actually start, and they will be on this other laptop, which is literally behind me. I don't know if you can see it in view now. It's this one here, where, of course, I'll be using that laptop. And of course, yes, rest assured, we will do, of course, the usual shows, but of course, it's going to be slightly different from Monday onwards. It's going to be Monday, and then, of course, we'll miss out Tuesday, and then, of course, we'll do a Wednesday show. But it can change if there's, of course, something going on in the day, like we're doing a broadcast or, doing some editing and some filming. But of course, yes, those are the days. We're going to cut our days down so that we're not doing too much. And that is what's going to be the plan. It's going to start about 8 o'clock in the evening and last for about an hour. And of course, some of which, for those people who want to be a guest on the show, then they can do so by, of course, contacting us. And of course, you need to be a subscriber for the Together Live to work, the Together Live kind of basis, which is a new feature for YouTube. And I don't think many YouTubers out there do use it. I haven't seen many myself, but I may be wrong by that. But I would say that it only works pretty much on a mobile source. So you do have to be a subscriber or hold a YouTube account to be on the Together Live. Something to note if you are wanting to use the Together Live, which is a new feature. I don't think many people have spotted it. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I don't know. I'm not quite sure on that. So anyway, Together Live hopefully will be used at some point during our, live shows, that kind of thing. So this is a general update here for Talk of the Day. We don't often do it live. Sometimes we do it on a highlights note, but I'm just testing this webcam coming from this laptop here, which is actually, I think it's a SAS or something like that. That's the make of it. I'll have to research that a bit more often or somewhere along the lines. And of course, yes, I'm just using what's left on the battery here. It's running down very quickly as soon as I get onto the internet. And it's on 69%. So I won't use too much of it because I've got to use it for, of course, other things like setting up Facebook for Giuliani and the Hotmail, which is now the Outlook.com. Anyway, rest assured, of course, the webcam does work, and it works through, or the sound works from the webcam via, of course, OBS Studio, which is, for some reason, not coming out with the sound. But hopefully it will by the time I finish off this live stream here. And don't forget, you can get one of these. If you go to one of your Costas here, you can treat your friends and loved ones to one of these Costa Coffee birthday treat. How fascinating is that? So there we go. Even whilst I speak here, I can actually do a poll, and it's easier to do it like that way. But of course, yes, I am using Windows 11, so it's a lot faster. But anyway, I'll leave that racing through your mind. And of course, yes, thank you very much indeed for watching this afternoon. Yes, I'm a little bit disappointed myself for the reason of this. is because, of course, we were watching the Southampton and Leicester game yesterday, and Southampton being in the Championship, it wasn't a sort of pleasurable time for me to do a live stream. I just wanted to have a rest anyway from doing live streams. I did do the second half of the Wolves game earlier, which resulted in a 3-1 win, a comeback for Liverpool earlier at the 12:30 kickoff. But of course, yeah, I wasn't too pleased with what I saw with Southampton yesterday losing, of course, 4-1 at St Mary's. But yeah, it was the referee of Bobby Madley, a former referee of the Premiership. But there you go. I can't understand why we haven't got the VAR in the Championship. So that is very, very extraordinary why you can't appeal. Hopefully, Southampton will appeal for the red card that happened late on at the last minute of that match. But anyway, that is another thing that might race through your mind. I'm glad Man United lost, by the way. They lost to Brighton earlier today. I think it was 3-0, was it? Was it 3-0, Jude? To Brighton earlier? 3-1. Okay. Yeah, they just about won at Old Trafford as well. I find that very, very interesting. The other thing to know, of course, if you're typing in scores centre or score centre, it will just come up with scores and it will go to the same place to find out the scores. So if you ever wanted to find out the scores of any games, you don't have to go to the BBC site. There's one that Sky are doing as well. It's a bit slow at coming up on here, but it will get to the scores eventually. So let me just go through the Premiership scores if I can. So just bear with me on this. Let's go through it. This is today's results here. As we know, the earlier game, Wolverhampton 1, Liverpool 3. Let's scroll down a little bit so I can get through it all. So just go through the Premiership first of all. Aston Villa 3, Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 1, Luton 0. So, of course, yes, I thought Aston Villa was playing Fulham, but wasn't the case. No, it was Palace that they were playing, not Fulham, Dylan. So, Fulham, yeah. No, I'm thinking of Roy Hodgson being the manager of Fulham. No, he's Palace now, isn't he? That is why he had to go off due to illness there. So anyway, that's the result of that. Aston Villa 3, Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 1, Luton 0, Manchester United 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Tottenham Hotspur 2, and Sheffield United 1, West Ham United 1, Manchester City 3. Going strong there for Man City at the top of the league. How long will that last? And finally, Newcastle just about 1. And Brentford 0. Of course, Newcastle were lucky that, of course, Brentford could not equalise in that game, despite, of course, the VAR overturning a second penalty for Newcastle in that game. So, yeah, let's scroll down a little bit if we can. So, bear with me on this one. So, in this Championship, Blackburn Rovers 2, Middlesbrough 1, Bristol City 0, and West Bromwich Albion 0, Huddersfield Town 2, Rotherham United 0, Norwich City just about 1. That's one of our teams here, of the localised ones. Norwich City 0, Preston North End 2, Plymouth Argyle 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Sunderland 3, and Sheffield Wednesday 0, Ipswich Town 1, Watford 2, Birmingham City 0, and Cardiff and Swansea's the latest result of 0-0. It's an evening game of that one. It might well be on Sky. I don't think it is. It's not showing up that it is. But, of course, yeah, that's interesting there. And we'll go on to the League One very quickly. Then League Two we'll end up with AFC Wimbledon 2, Crewe Alexandra 2, Accrington Stanley 4, Sutton United 1, which is a comedian team of Tim Vine, Sutton United, that is. Bradford City 1, Harrogate Town 1, Colchester United 1, Mansfield 1, Crawley Town 3 in the end against Tranmere Rovers, who were leading for a while. But what a comeback for Crawley Town, 3-2 in the end. Forest Green Rovers 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. Gillingham 2, Morecambe 1, Milton Keynes Dons 1, Stockport County 2, Newport County AFC 1, Barrow 1, and Swindon Town 2, Walsall 0. And finally, Wrexham 3, Grimsby Town 0. So there you go. That's the League 1. No, League 2. Yeah, I went through to League 2. Did we do League 1? Or have I just skipped it? Yeah, probably have. Yeah, let's do League 1 then, going backwards now. Barnsley 2, Burton Albion 0, Derby County 1, Portsmouth 1 in the end, and Exeter City 1, Cheltenham Town 0. You've also got Fleetwood Town 0, Oxford United 3, Lincoln City 1, Carlisle United 1, Peterborough 1, Leyton Orient 1. Surprised about that one. Of course, Peterborough beat Cambridge in a trophy earlier this week. Port Vale 1, Northampton 0. Shocking result, of course, for Northampton fans. Another localised team of East Anglia area. And Reading 2, Bolton Wanderers 1, the Trotters there. Shrewsbury Town 0, Bristol Rovers 2, Stevenage 1, and Charlton Athletic 1 in the end. Stevenage being another localised team of near enough East Anglia. And, of course, Wigan 2, Cambridge United 1, which, of course, Cambridge is one of our teams. Unfortunately, they lost away to Wigan. Finally, Wycombe Wanderers 2 and Blackpool 0 in the end. That's League 1, League 2, and the Championship and the Premiership results in the English League. Of course, KTG Simmer. Spurs left it a bit late today. Are you a Spurs fan? Wow. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Yes, they did leave it a little bit late. I haven't actually seen Match of the Day. I don't really watch Match of the Day these days. I watch Match of the Week instead. You know, I watch it all on YouTube these days and catch up with it if I can. But yeah, who actually saw the Wolves and Liverpool game? Was it a foul before the last goal of Liverpool? Check that out if you would. Make up your own opinion of that one. So, yeah, thank you very much for coming up and talking about your team here, how well that you did. And that's something that we could actually talk about on one of our shows. Sometimes we do, of course, a Saturday night talk show, which, of course, is on occasional note. But, yeah, I've been on long enough now. So basically put it this way. I'm going to finish up by saying thank you very much for watching. And of course, it is a pleasure that people are watching live. Sometimes we do Talk of the Day live and we say God bless to you all and have yourself a lovely evening. And wherever you may be, just enjoy the rest of your weekend. And of course, we shall return, no doubt. Hopefully, there will be a nice and relaxing show at some point, whether it be keyboard or in the other room. We'll have to wait and see. Mum's the word on that one. But we'll have to try and set up somehow, maybe using this software. I don't know how it's going to work at this moment of time. We have to sort of figure it out and work it all out, and hopefully it'll work out to the good. Julian wants to use the main organ, but of course, if necessary, we'll have to stick with the keyboard. We'll have to wait and see. Mum's the word on that one. Hush, hush. So if you're able to tune in, the actual time of the show roughly is about 8 o'clock and thereabouts. We'll try and program it if we can, but if we can't program it, then we'll have to go suddenly live. So hopefully you can join us for that around about 8 o'clock. At least actually you'll know it's roughly around about that sort of time. So that'll be on tomorrow night, because normally we watch the Richard McVeigh, which of course is a nice virtual sounding organ that he plays each and every Sunday mostly. But I don't think he's going to be on this week. He's the guy that actually performed at St Edmundsbury Cathedral in East Anglia. So, yeah, that's definitely useful to know that. And, of course, Giuliani from the Nice and Relaxing Show has actually performed in his time at St Edmundsbury Cathedral, but it's very hard to get on that for manual organ at the moment because they keep changing directors. And it makes it a little bit harder. But anyway, that is another thing. And of course, we'll leave that racing through mind for now. Thank you and God bless to you for watching. And we'll be back to our OBS studio soon. And from all of us here, have yourself a lovely rest of the evening and weekend, a week ahead. And yeah, keep it here at Touring With Us. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to us if you haven't already. And yes, thumbs up to you all. Peace out and have yourself a lovely evening and the rest of the week ahead. Until next time, take care. Not anything else. And we try not to bore you, not on our clocks or watches or tablets. See ya.